Howdy, my name is Oatmeal Lent, and if you're just joining us now, I'm playing Let's Play EU4. This is a Let's Play for EU4. I'm playing as Japan, and I'm trying to be a colonial power, moving across the ocean, gaining a lot of military strength from what will eventually be my land. These are currently my vassals. And then taking that strength back to Asia to gain up to rank 1, which is what I will consider to be my victory condition. At the end of last video, I decided I'm going to take a look at this detailed view in the ledger where we'll see how rank is calculated for each country. I had assumed it was something similar to the original Victoria because it looks very similar, but it's time to start micromanaging my decisions based on what is going to give me the highest score. So here we see that diplomatic ranking is determined by subject nations. That would be vassals. Your fleet, trade efficiency, I guess maybe the naval morale, and diplomatic ideas. Military is determined by your generals, discipline, military quality, soldiers, which I can control by having a lot of soldiers, and the administrative rating, which I'm currently doing well in, is determined by stability, legitimacy, administrative technology, and what looks to be number of provinces. So let's look at mine real quick. Most of my score is coming from prestige and number of provinces. This is coming from having a large fleet. Apparently, when I was trying to increase my military rating by having a large fleet, the reason it wasn't working is that it was going into my diplomatic rating. Definitely should have checked this. Having good admirals. So from now on, it's going to be important that I hold good admirals once I'm trying to go into the score increase mode. Not really right at that quite yet. Subject nations. I think it becomes clear now that when I take over Asia, what I'm going to do is vassal all of them. If I do that, I might even consider staying a shogunate so that I can have that +4 military relations. And strong allies. So what I might do is I might make an alliance with France. That would increase France's strong allies as well, me being a strong ally, but France being stronger would probably increase it more for me. It's not a zero-sum game. France is only slightly ahead of Austria, and eventually I can always backstab France and make them a vassal if I need to with military strength in order to get that score up there. So that's kind of the plan. Military score. Our military score comes from having good generals, having 2 generals. It's crazy. Just having 2 generals seems to increase. Oh no, I see. It's because we have a very good general in our leader that we have a military score. It doesn't have anything to do with the number of generals that you have, it's simply the skill of your general. Interesting. And quite a bit of soldiers. And since we have full military funding, we have full land morale, so we should definitely make an alliance with France. Before, we saw that France was getting its ass kicked by a coalition of Great Britain and Spain. And Spain is not our friend. Spain used to be our friend. They're not our friend anymore. So I said that this guy, the guy that I was recalling from the Zapotec, was going to go fabricate claims on these two provinces, so that as soon as I westernized, I could also Japan is united, returning my monarch points to even, restoring my legitimacy if I had taken a legitimacy hit. I think that that's still a good plan. I'll, while my stability is low, attack these two vassals after I get claims on them, and then the next goal won't actually be to diplo-annex the Zapotec as I thought. I'll try to get an alliance. This is the reason in the last video you might have heard me say I didn't want to pick up the Dominican Republic, because I didn't want to border with anyone. And that was also the reason that I jumped to fill Cuba, because I didn't want to border with anyone. And the reason is I have sea borders with Portugal right now. They don't dislike me, even though we have distance of a sea zone in this province. As Spain, who does dislike me because we're neighboring different religions, they'll have a colonial casus belli, and I suppose they'll probably desire this province and have border friction, all off of this single province, which we need to westernize. As you can see, I have a core here. Oh, not quite yet. Well, if I go to the westernize button, I still can't press it. At least I couldn't last time I checked. To be able to westernize, you need a neighbor that belongs to the Western Technology Group. That neighbor needs to have a core province adjacent to one of your core provinces. So that's the plan here. And then I'll become friends with France, get a good alliance with them going, and pick on Asia. That's the plan. Okay. Let's play. And if you remember, at the end of last Let's Play, I got that event. It's kind of a devastating event. Western trade. Basically destroying the Shinto faith if I'm the one doing the converting. But, for example, when my vassals convert everyone to Shinto, yeah, definitely colonial enthusiasm. I don't care about the money. I still have tremendous amounts of money from all the extorting that I've done of the native peoples. I can probably go to another extortion war with the Inca. They probably have some of their gold built back up. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I only have one more province in my entire land. Just want to make sure I had troops there. That isn't Shinto. And assuming that the advisor that I have is enough to continue that I have some sort of conversion, I'll be able to get complete religious unity, fulfill, it actually was a quest, or a mission, or whatever. No. No, 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 no. I'm never gonna have complete religious unity with this. I don't really feel like I need the Krulls. So they will. The moment it's instantaneous. This is kind of super gamey. This cell is instantaneous. So I can sell them this province before I press this button. And the religion of the Krulls changes to Catholic. There's gonna be no way with that nasty thing they gave me that I'll be able to convert a Catholic province. Krulls isn't worth very much. Doesn't make a lot of manpower. I don't want to border with these guys, but... who else could I sell it to? Oh, I'm kind of clever. Sometimes, I'm kind of clever. I talked earlier about how my vassals are not going to have that minus 5% conversion rate. These guys, I'm in the process of diplo-annexing. They will be able to convert the Krulls back for me. Oh, but they won't take it. What about you? They'll take it. They even want it. That changes my plan, my whole plan of fabricating claims on them and attacking them. If my provinces are randomly going to be converting to Catholic at various points, and I'm going to need to use my vassals to convert them back. I was already considering staying a shogunate for the +4 diplomatic relationships because I'm going to have a few more vassals once I'm in the process of conquering Asia. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to see if Dale or Date is able to... they have high stability, so they're going to be able to deal with these rebels. I might even do them a little favor and go stand some troops up here ready to quash any rebels in their province. I don't want them to switch to a Catholic nation. That would just be really bad. Okay. I see the way that they make this world difficult for Japan. They give you all sorts of these horrible events once you meet up with the Europeans. Makes sense. I knew Japan felt like it was OP. They weren't gonna let me stay OP. I guess I could pick up Puerto Rico. This is Terra Incognita. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Puerto Rico. I think that'll require me to transport a few troops over there, so... I could always sell these provinces off, too. I remember in Victoria, the first Victoria, there was a, for lack of a better word, exploit in which you could sell provinces to someone and buy them back for less than you sold them to them if you had good enough relations and just milk all their gold out. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that in the future I'll be posting some videos of mods that I make for these Paradox games. I just wanted to try out, this is my first Let's Play, I just wanted to try this out. That's the kind of thing that I would mod away. I'm just too much of a spike to trust myself not to use an exploit like that. I don't want to use the exploit, I don't think. Great. Let's see if we can convert it. How many months? 16 months. Okay. 16 months and we'll be able to achieve our mission that we've been on for years. Gee, if you take away anything from this Let's Play, as far as how to play EU4, do not select a mission until you are about to complete it. I would have gone through 5 of these stability increasing missions for rebels. I would have gone through who knows how many other interesting missions in the time that it took me to complete this mishmash of faith. And I'll admit that this is not a bad reward, but I could have taken this mission later on. I'm definitely gonna learn my lesson. Oh, we have anti-Christian edict. One of the following must be true. Neighboring country is a Christian. Opinion of Japan is lower than 0. How's that not true? Oh, 'cause they still kind of like us a little bit. Huh. Wonder if I should send my diplomat over to, I didn't realize that I'd gotten new missions, so it'll take a little minute to look through them. This is pretty good. Just across the board production efficiency. This is also really good. What do I need for this? Has production efficiency over 50. What's my current production efficiency? Not good. Okay, won't be getting that anytime soon. Has stability of at least 3. Western trade will be removed from a motto. I don't even know what a motto is. A motto gets this? Now, if it were to say, do my vassals all also have this Western trade? How can I check their modifiers? A motto is not the one that I sold. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is a situation in which I'd like to be able to save. I'm on under Iron Man, I know. Sorry, I'm being all philosophical here, but this is all new to me. I would love to be able to get rid of that Western trade thing. That would be a great use of my points before they all disappear. I would need to have higher legitimacy and stability. I think I could buy to +3 stability to get it. If I could get rid of this stupid thing, I would. I know it looks not so bad, but it is. It's really restrictive. How can I go about... I'm just gonna assume, just for the sake of it making a lot more sense, that this Sokyu law, when it says Western trade will be removed from OMO, that it also talks about, it's also meaning me. I don't know how I'd go about getting my legitimacy higher. It would take 10 years. I don't know, anyway. I would need my guy to die. Okay, we think about this for a little while. And in the meantime, what do we do with this? I'm actually gonna go to Spain If I sent a insult, they'd have a casus belli against me. But they already have a casus belli against me. Instead, I could mark them as a rival. Yeah. That'll decrease their relation with me and not give them a casus belli. So the way you mark someone as a rival is you view your own country, rivals, find their name here in this list. Spain. Spain now has a negative relation with me. And I can do the anti-Christian edict. It increases my stability cost, but it gives me back just a little bit of my missionary strength. I can do this, I think, at any time. I would definitely be more interested in doing this after I'd recovered my stability after westernizing. I just wanted to make sure that this was going to work the way I thought it did. Okay. Looks like they're in some sort of holy war. Those are all Sunni nations. Oh, back to this list that just popped up. Naval convoy system gains 5 inflation, but gets better. I don't really want that. Nope. Discipline. Now, if I remember, discipline was something that was increasing my score, so that's interesting for that reason. And, yeah, that's basically it. Until I can get... How much longer until this is scored? Getting 1 legitimacy per year. How do I go about getting more legitimacy? Maybe I'll get an event. If I get an event that gives me legitimacy, I will take it over almost anything at this point, because I want to pass this law before I go into westernization and lose all my points. Yeah, 'cause I don't think I'm gonna get up to this point unless I get some events that give me Japanese, Aztec. I believe that this single province is the last animist as well as the last Aztec or non-Japanese province that I control. Good. This is getting interesting. I'm actually glad that they added in these like kind of difficult events for Japan, because it really felt like I was able to get to the New World faster. I have the benefit of being in Asia. That's actually better than being in Europe. And once I westernize, I won't have the problem of increased tech cost. Awesome. So let's just check out the missions. Improve relations with Cherokee. That would only give me 3 prestige. Not gonna do that. And I'm not interested in any of those. So we're gonna go ahead and make these guys into Japanese. Can't help but notice that there are some pirates there. Where were my heavy ships? I believe they were in a group of 4. Here are my heavy. Oh, I can't do that. I'm thinking to myself that I could send them over here. I keep forgetting the Panama Canal doesn't exist. So, looks like I need to purchase a couple of heavy ships over here. And maybe a light ship. To protect trade. Oh, drats. I can... Hope that just removes the one I want to remove. I can build the light ship over here. I mean, I could build a heavy ship over here too, but I'm gonna go ahead and just build a bark over here, and then somehow remember to have it protect trade. These are 2 light ships, so even a single heavy should be able to take care of it. Administrative power, that's really what I need. I don't want to get rid of that. And Yamasi was over here. How much longer how long is that revolt risk for? Is this nationalism? That lasts for quite a while. I don't know how long that's for. I mean, they're Japanese, they can't be nationalist. They're part of the Japanese nation. Really don't know. Wow, do you see this? This cross is not a Catholic cross at this point. It's a Protestant cross. That means... That might mean that the Protestant is the strongest, or at least the most prevalent heathen religion. Are Portugal Protestant? Is France Protestant? No. If Portugal and France and Spain are all Catholic, that can't be true. So this will happen down to about 4 years until anti-Christian edict that's the one from before. The anti-Christian edict is the one from before. So, do we own any explorers? No, we don't. Not a one. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up an explorer. He's not very good, but I don't really care. I'm gonna go and explore these islands over here because I'm about to have another colonist. And I want to have somewhere to send him. Not, obviously, the Dominican Republic. Well, Haiti and the Dominican Republic. But just gotta go back and forth in these Windward Islands. Never mind. I'm gonna send it to Manhattan. This will give me a +1 naval force limit. Sure, it'll eventually give me a border with someone angry, but so would this. I might as well take the Eastern Seaboard. It's mine for the taking. Go ahead and send a few troops up there, though. Manhattan is mine. I don't know exactly how much the real estate of Manhattan is worth today. I was in the city a couple weeks ago, and a friend of mine bought an apartment there, and I swear, I told him it's the truth, the apartment that he bought for like $500,000 would have cost probably $50,000 back where I grew up in the little Rio Grande Valley. It's so strange to me, but... Oh, if you're not familiar with what I'm doing right here, every time I move in and out of a sea zone, I get a chance to reveal one of these provinces. So I don't know what the chance is, and I don't know if the chance is better if I go in and out of zones that I've seen before or not seen before or anything like that, but... Where's England? I always thought that... I guess England was kind of late to the game. What's Cotton doing? Demand is low and price is low. Well, not everywhere can make coffee. Never have too much manpower. Don't you know it? Now that I've decided I'm gonna take over Asia, I'm just hoping for manpower. I do believe I'm still at my force limit, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm really close. I'm not gonna build any troops right now. I'm gonna wait until I annex one of these guys. Speaking of which, I feel like I could be improving relations and eventually annexing that guy. It'll happen after I westernize, probably. So legitimacy is increasing by like quite a bit per year because I'm keeping my prestige up by revealing these provinces. I might want to wait. I might want to wait to make this enforce this Saku law before I swap into westernization, even though I'll have the opportunity in just a few more years. I might want to wait until I can do that, because not only will it spend my monarch points before they all just sort of disappear, it'll also, I'm hoping, get rid of that terrible thing they put on me. What did they call it? The Western trade. So I'm not as worried about losing the diplomatic power. I mean, I don't want to lose diplomatic power, but actually, come to think of it, oh, that's right. I do care about stability because if I want to enforce the Sakura law, I will need to have 3 stability. In time for it to be knocked down to -3, I know. But how much would a new stability cost me? 90. I'm gonna go ahead and put a positive spin on things. I told you, you get so many less bad events if you don't have any neighbors. Like the mean time to occur is probably independent of neighbors. So I only have 2 neighbors, so that's why I haven't been getting all those horrible events this entire game. That's why Japan is, in my opinion, in such a better position than all of the other Asian powers, is you don't have neighbors. So I mean, it was Japan's downfall for a long time, the isolationist practices. But so I'm sending a colonist here. Okay, good. So I think these ships are almost ready. Guanchichil is probably no longer having any revolt risk. Yep, definitely none. And anywhere that has revolt risk at this point, I can harsh treat. Before I westernize. Lose 10 legitimacy? No. Because I want to gain legitimacy so that I can enforce that thing. So now all I've got to do to enforce this law, which I sincerely hope doesn't just remove Western trade from Mamoto, is get my stability to 3. Now, I was saving up these points in hope of buying this tech before we swapped. But instead, I'll probably just spend all my administration power on buildings and the like, spend my military and diplomatic power, something, and go ahead and do this, because I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this for a long time after I westernize. And if this is the only way to remove Western trade, I mean, it's the kind of thing that if I knew that westernizing would remove Western trade, then I wouldn't do it. But I also kind of think that westernizing won't remove Western trade. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So, I'm not super psyched about this, but I am pretty psyched about the Enforce the Soku Law. So we're going to bump up our stability and see what this actually does. Yeah, that costs a lot. Okay, so that did remove Western trade. That did remove Western trade from me. So in the future, if you guys are concerned, that's the way you get rid of that terrible thing. So you pay a pretty steep price, but you get rid of it. And now, if any of those Christian provinces pop up in Japan again, like they did over here, I'll be able to convert them if this guy is not already trying to convert them now that he doesn't have that affecting him. I didn't realize it was going to affect my vassals as well, or at least it affected my daimyos as well. So great. So these guys are almost ready at 150. They're ready because I can make a royal marriage and send them a gift. Now that I know that I'm going to make a play for the eastern seaboard of the United States, I'm going to try and just take as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to be recalling this colonist from Puerto Rico and sending him... I don't know if I really want these two. Oh, I definitely really want these two provinces as soon as possible because they could be taken and border me. Anything that can border me, I kind of don't want. So, I guess, even though they're not very good and they're really angry, I'm going to go ahead and send them. I'm actually going to pick up both of these. I'm going to just recall this immediately and pick up the next one. These guys, I thought I had some revolt risk going on in here, but nothing that I can see. I guess it's because I'm at such high positive stability. Well, it seems like it's about time to westernize. The clock has ticked for quite a while, but we're getting very close. That being said, we're at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to make a little cut right here and probably be right back.